All right, this is my blog to respond to Mahershala, and I'm saying his name, Mahershala Ali, being cast as Blade in the next phase of Marvel movies, instead of Wesley Snipes. Now, there's a whole lot of hypotheses on this, because first of all, none of us know. The only blog that actually makes sense is if Wesley Snipes makes a blog, and he might not even know why Marvel didn't choose him. So if Marvel says whatever they says, that's just their opinion. We don't really know, and anybody says they really know is wrong in the first place, because there's no way to know. That's my opinion on it. Now, take that as that. The next place I'm gonna go is, what do I think? Oh, right. Now we're dealing with think, which means that I think it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean it's wrong. That means everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So many of these bloggers and videotape people like me just running a camera in my car feel that they are absolute authorities on things and don't realize that their opinion is just as valuable as anybody else's opinion. None of us are hired to be professionals in what we do. And even professionals only really give their expertise opinion, meaning is an opinion that they have given after formal research and training has brought them to. But still, it doesn't mean it's right. It means it's an expert's opinion. So even when I'm sharing my opinion, just take it as that. I like to bet on things in the future, because I personally believe a lot of the things that I think are correct or come out to be true, right? So I look at things like that. However, you know, that's just because I feel I'm right. You know what I'm saying? But, or I think what I'm saying will come true, which means pretty much the same thing. So when it comes to this Wesley Snipes and Blade choice, I personally believe that there's a couple of things that may be. One, the big elephant in the room: can you be racist to black people when you choose one black person over another? You know what I'm saying? Because to say, all right, this is a racist move, they don't want to use Wesley Snipes, and they choose another black guy, it seems like it's a real far-fetched thing, right? But in reality, no, it can be true. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened with Wesley is his company produced Blade, all right? He got the license from Marvel, and he went ahead and produced it. Or he was such a big of an actor at the time that he said, I'm not going to do this film without producer credit and being a part of it, because that's how you avoid paying a actor their highest salary. Is now, instead of paying a salary and you get a certain amount of royalties, which is far less than what a producer gets, because a producer, you know, this is limitless on what a producer can get paid from a film, because it's their film. So for a producer credit, there's no union restrictions on that. For actors, yeah, they have to get a certain set royalty. So for a film to get a bigger name actor without having to pay so much, you get the actor to be a part of your film, and they get a producer credit. That producer credit now translates to what you probably couldn't afford to pay them, all right? So maybe that's how they did it with Wesley. Either way, he is Blade. He blew Blade up. Whoever he, you know, brought in to write that first movie and a little bit of the second movie. I agree with Wesley. The third movie dropped it a little bit, but what the third movie do? It gave us Ryan Reynolds, who pretty much did the same attitude that he does in Deadpool in Blade 3. And so for that, it even, you know, has some other merit and value. Now, what I'm saying is the conspiracy is, or how the conspiracy would work, is that Wesley is more of an empowered black person in Hollywood. You give him some millions again, and he's going to find another character within the Marvel Universe, or come to a Black Comic Con, you know, or Florida Lit Con, my own thing, and find a character and make that character hot, because that's what he does. Mahershala Ali hasn't displayed that LeBron James-ness, that Wesley Snipes-ness, you know what I'm saying? The Master P, that let the Master P give him credit, that Tyler Perry. We're looking at these people, you giving them money, they're not coming back to feed you. They're gonna come back and feed they people. Mahershala Ali hasn't displayed that yet. I think he may, you know, I'm gonna drop it out there, you know, yo brother, everybody's doing it, so get on the train, of the empowerment train, that would be. So that's one way that they could kind of impact black people, by taking a more empowered black actor and replacing them with a less empowered black actor. So that's one theory. That's kind of one that I do believe, all right? And I'm also a person that believes Bill Cosby was a little bit framed, okay? We're just going to see if any other person goes to jail for what Bill Cosby was accused of doing and proved guilty of doing, right? But let's see if anybody goes to jail the way Bill Cosby did, right? So anyway, back to number two. The story is a reboot, right? The reboot in reality is telling the Blade story all over again. Now, as a writer, I'm a gifted liar. I can make that story hot and smooth with Wesley, but maybe they don't have a gifted writer as good as me, or, you know, another great one, because obviously that's what they're saying when they're saying we don't want to use Wesley Snipes. We can't figure out a way to make him with all of these 30-something actors, right? We can't make him useful in their storyline. We have to have an age-appropriate Blade. That's what they're saying, because number one, Blade's character is not immortal, but he's damn near immortal. If Wolverine ages a little, then Blade ages about the same as Wolverine, okay? And there you have it, okay? So Wolverine may be older than Blade, because when Blade became a vampire, there were guns invented, handguns, all right? So when Wolverine became Wolverine, just looking at the cinematic universe timeline, which Blade started, right? Wolverine started before him, and so did Captain America. Now you bring in Blade in that, and Wesley's older, probably more mature. Now you're wondering, okay, who started what? Where does he fit in the Marvel timeline? So he would have to come before Iron Man, and after Captain America, and after Wolverine. You never know where, you know, he's also somewhere around after, he's after Magneto. And they had two Magnetos, two actors playing Magneto. So that means he's also after Charles Xavier, if you're fitting him in that element. Then he's possibly before Fantastic Four. And that means he's around, he might be after Star-Lord, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. So you're just trying to place him where he would be within that universe. So we know where he is in Avengers. We know where he is in the Fantastic Four. We know where he is in X-Men, okay? We know where he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. So now, trying to place him in there, I think is age appropriate for him to be whatever age when he pops up in whatever movie that he would pop up in. If they got, Nick Fury, because Blade probably is around the age of Nick Fury, he don't have, you know, or younger, it doesn't take away from it. So I think it's just lazy writing that they didn't put him in there. Okay, now that's a weak hypothesis. So that fuels the default apocalypse, the hypothesis. That fuels the first hypothesis, which is racism. Okay, because again, for them to do that, they're just saying, oh, okay, we have a poor writing, we can't figure out how to use it. I don't know what a third one would be. People just said that he's old, but that's number two. What's the big deal? Is he as big as Mahershala Ali? Hell yeah! I mean, just because you win an Emmy and an Academy Award, whatever awards that he won, those great acting awards, don't mean anything. At the time that Wesley was doing what he was doing, it was still racism prevalent in Hollywood. So he might have deserved an Oscar or Emmy or whatever those are called, an Oscar, Academy Award, but he probably wouldn't have got it in the 90s, okay? So that's really it. I just think, you know, again, my opinion on it is, yeah, I think there's a racism element in it. I think there's also, you know, nervousness. You know, you got to do a real good story. So you go with somebody that's hot and popping right now. Mahershala Ali is definitely that, because you're scared you can't get good enough writing to be able to keep up with all the other stories. How you got to follow Infinity Wars, Endgame? You know what I'm saying? You got to come popping. And so they're scared, so they just ran to it. Other than that, I don't know, people. All right, that's me. I'm going to tell you I don't know, because anybody tells you they do know, even Wesley can't know. Wesley can prove what they told him and what they said in front of him, but what they said outside of him, maybe if he had you know, he did one of them Tiffany Haddishes and left his phone recording while he left the meeting, and then he got the actual transcript, you know what I'm saying? So unless he bugged the room, he don't know. All right, he may know what they told him. I still have fingers crossed that they'll do the right thing and put him in the movie before we start a chain petition, you know, one of them change.org or things or whatever it is, before the fans get involved and say we need Wesley in the movie. They need to do him in Blade. If they're not going to make him Blade, do a flashback or flash forward like they did with Shaft, and put Richard Roundtree in Shaft, and pretty much each Shaft. They need to do the same thing with Blade, because I'm going to have a problem with it. You know, I like Mahershala Ali. He looked like he already has vampire teeth the way he smiles. He definitely looks like Wesley. I don't know if he's a martial artist. A lot of people have been going down that that road that, you know, because Wesley is a martial artist, he needs to be in Blade. That doesn't mean anything. Some of the best martial art fight scenes, you know, are people who have been trained by the choreographers and learn the moves, because sometimes they don't bring their own training and their know-how to the fight. They let the choreographers do it. So they just need to be physically fit. And that's it. So anyway, it'll be good to see. I'm just going to be a little upset, but, you know, if they give me a Blade, hey, I'm lobbying for Rodney Barnes's, this is what I'm putting out there. I'm lobbying for Rodney Barnes's Falcon love affair between Misty Knight to hit the big screen. And I want either homegirl who played him, and I can't remember her name, Simone Mystic, right, to either play her in the movie, or they get me another curvy black woman to play Misty Knight in the Falcon and Falcon and, damn, what's my man's name? Bucky, Winter Soldier movie, TV show. So I need me a Misty Knight Falcon love affair with a curvy black woman or Simone Mystic in the Falcon Winter Soldier movie. Other than that, guys, I'm talking Marvel. I love it. Hit me back. But we talk about it from a writer's standpoint. I'm a writer. So I'm gonna talk about these particular things as a writer. Peace. My battery is about to die. All right, talk to y'all later. Let's get it on. Nobody knows about Blade. Are you kidding me? Nobody.